Hello and welcome to this video about doing Mario with the Pathfinder tool in Illustrator. So we're going to recreate Mario's face, and if you can sort of just look here, you can see that the majority of it is just made up of circles and ovals and so on. So we've been focusing on using circles here. We're not going to trace this. We're going to use that, like I said, the Pathfinder tool, and try to recreate it as best we can. So let's start off. First thing, we'll open just a letter page. That's probably the easiest here. So just create a new document with a letter. And the first thing we'll do is create the head. So we're going to take a ellipse and roughly put this in here. Okay. Now you might want to have Mario's picture up as you're working as well. That would be useful. So, but we'll just sort of do a little bit guessing here. The next one is put the nose in. So again, just an ellipse and sort of placing it roughly where it should be. Now what we're going to do here, because we don't want it perfectly round, I'm going to rotate it too. We can take that direct selection tool and just click on one of those anchor points and pull it in a little bit and maybe shape it. Create a bit more of a nose shape there. And it's sort of up to you again, sort of looking at that original image and seeing how it is. Now, what we're also going to do here is put the cheek, the chin, and the other cheek in here, and we're just going to put those in as circles. So this here, actually this is going to be sort of more the ear. Let's move that around a little bit, and then sort of going back, and then creating the cheeks. And so I'll just get these going in here, and then I'll just place them better in a minute. And more of an oval here. So I'm just getting them all in so I can just move them around. Chin, and maybe make that chin a little bit bigger there. Oops. And I'm just getting this roughly. And the idea is really these lines that are going to go underneath. What might help too is just, I guess select all of these here, is turning off the fill at the moment. Without that fill there, then we can sort of see a little bit closer to where we're placing these. Let's bring this down. Let's bring this down a little bit. And I mean, it's not, sort of rocket science here. It's just trying to figure out roughly where things should go. I think I'll just pull this up, and this maybe a little bit more, a little bit bigger. I'm actually going to bring down that nose too now that I've got some of these in here. Something roughly like that. So really what these circles are going to do is form the outline of the head. And so that's where we're going to use that Pathfinder tool. So I'm going to select everything but the nose. I think I've got one more to do, so I'm just holding Shift and clicking that one as well. So the nose isn't selected. And then I'm going to use the Unite tool. And then we can sort of start to see these here. This is the ear, the cheek, the chin, the other cheek, and then into the nose here. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not perfect. You might want to have a little bit different look, but that gets the idea. What we'll do next is color this in. So we will put a fill here. So I'm going to, and I'll do it on the nose as well. I'm going to go into my skin tones and find one that's roughly like Mario. It's always fun to have to sort of guess a little bit. It's probably a little dark. Somewhere there. Yeah, a little bit more. The image that I've got is, it's almost like a bit more of a pink. Yeah, it's too big there. Somewhere you'll find something that's decent. Maybe that one. I'll just go with that at the moment. We'll do the same thing with the nose. Just on that one. We can change the stroke as well. So this here, by default, the stroke is just this sort of simple line. It brings up this menu here, which you can use. But there's also a brush menu. So if you go under Window, there are brushes. And in here, we should be able to find this 5-point oval, which and that's it right there. If you can't, you might have to go into the libraries and look for it. Again, the libraries here have a bunch of different ones. I think it's under the artistic calligraphic. And then if you look under here, there's the 5-point oval there. And it just gives it a little bit more, I guess, texture to it. And you can sort of increase that thickness as well with the stroke thickness there. Okay, and yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Same thing with the nose there. So I'll just change that to a 5-point oval as well. Now the nose, what we want to do is bring that to the front. Okay, and what we'll notice is that it doesn't look too good with it being closed here. So we want to open this up. To do that, I always use the Path Eraser tool. Now, with the new version, the Path Eraser tool sort of has disappeared from this basic menu. So what I found is that I had to click on Edit the Toolbar, and then being able to bring one of these back. So what I just did here was just went to the Advanced, and then that brings up everything. And if you go under, let me just check here. So there's the paintbrush, for this guy. There's the eraser tool. There it is. So under the shaper tool, there's the pencil tool, smooth tool, path eraser tool. So click on that. Now what I've always found is that you can't just do it like that. So what you have to do is go back and select it, and then grab that path eraser tool, which is there. And it's just like the eraser. You would just sort of drag it along where you don't want the path to be anymore, and it just cuts it away. Good. So we're looking pretty good there. Next, what we'll do is we'll work on the eyes. And so the eyes, again, are a series of ovals. So I'll start with the back one. And I'll probably rotate it a little bit, something like that. And then just create a series of them. I mean, you could just duplicate these. So if I grab my Alt key, whoops, this guy, Alt, and then just bring that down a little bit. And then just set it off to the side. You might have to rotate it and try to get it. The idea is that we're going to get them kind of along the side here. Something like that. And then just one more. So I'll just duplicate that again. Just holding Alt. I just duplicated it, made that smaller. And then again, just sort of placing it roughly there. That one might be a little bit too small. Just make that a little bit bigger. Something like that. And I think just a little circle. I'll just draw another little circle there for a little bit of reflection kind of thing like that. Okay? And once you've got that done, we can just go and color them. So I think this one will fill with a white. And then this one here will fill with sort of a blue. Again, so you can choose your colors a little bit different if you want, but that's roughly the colors we want. And then for the pupil, the black. And then this little one here, that'll be a little bit of reflection there, so I'll just change that to white. Whoops. Didn't obviously change it. There we go. Okay, I think that's got white on. Oh no, I don't think that's white. There we go. So that way you've got one eye, okay? And you can sort of move this around a little bit, make it a little bit better. This is not the best. Okay, but just trying to do it quickly here with the video. But that's what it gives you an idea of the eye. Now, what might be useful is that we want to move it over beyond this nose as well. And I keep looking at, I think that nose is a little bit too small, a little bit too big. Let's see here, I'm just going to expand this up a little bit, maybe a little bit bigger there. So what we'll probably want to do is group this together. So depending on how you want to select it all, you can right click and group. And obviously I didn't get everything there. I did now. There we go. And then if I just hold the Alt key again, I can bring this over and maybe make it a little bit smaller and place it probably behind the nose. So I'm going to arrange the nose in front. And with that as a group, It just makes it easy to move around. And then just sort of place the eye, maybe going a little bit bigger on the eye. And you might want to increase the stroke on those eyes as well, especially that outer one. So if I just select all of it, I think I can pop up that all together. Yep. And there you go. Okay, and I probably do the same thing here. Make sure it's sort of consistent. Good. Next is the mustache, and we'll get the mustache done, and then we'll end up here. I'm not 100% happy with this when I look at it here, so I might just pull this out a little bit. Oops. Like I said, I'm probably going a little bit faster than I normally would, trying to get everything in here, so I apologize if this is not as good as it could be. Just over, just rotate this to make that smoother there. Something like that. Anyways, we want to get the mustache in. And really the mustache is just a series of circles. So I'm just going to take a bunch of circles and then sort of getting a little bit bigger. Whoops, I need to rotate it. A little bit bigger as we go. Something along those lines. And then what I'll just do here is unite them with the Pathfinder tool. So again, just selecting all of these. So holding Shift should get all of them. It's easiest if you sort of click on the centers. This one's getting a little bit challenging there. Come on. There we go. I think I've got them all. And again, the Pathfinder Unite. So it just sort of makes one whole thing. And we can color that in maybe with black, so we can sort of see what's going on. And it's not perfect, especially along the top there. So what we'll do is do a little bit of a minus front. So what I'm going to do is take this oval, rotate it. You might want to put a different color on it just so you can see it a bit better. And basically what we're going to do is just cut away a little bit of that. So I'm going to place it just on top, and then I can just take these two, and since that one's on top, I just minus the front. And it just creates that smooth little look right there. Okay? And again, the nose, maybe the mustache all of itself, just a little bit higher up, and then again bringing that nose to front. Whoops, bringing the nose to front. There, just so it goes underneath. So now we've got the mustache and the nose and so on. Alright, we'll end this video here, and we're getting pretty close. We just got to work on the mouth, a little bit on the ear, and then on the hat.